Hello and welcome back to Digital Asset Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. A lot of excitement happening right now, and we're going to discuss some hot topics, and I'm going to share a little of my perspective with you. All right, so I'm going to have a little coffee as we have this discussion this morning, and my apologies if there's any mistakes. We're just going to push through this one take. And here we go. If you're paying attention right now and you're invested in XRP, then you've probably heard about the recent SEC ruling against Ripple as Jake Layton resigned shortly after. We've discussed it extensively on Twitter, and it's time to discuss it now here. So as we dive right into the first article, the first court date set for SEC against Ripple Labs case. The New York Southern District Court has set an initial trial date for the SEC lawsuit against Ripple Labs, and Ripple calls the delistings of XRP no surprise and announces a rebuttal to the SEC. So after the SEC, or the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, filed the lawsuit against Ripple Labs in New York Southern District Court just before Christmas, the first court date has now been set. So according to a date document released yesterday, all parties are ordered to attend an initial pretrial conference with Judge Annalisa Torres on February 22nd of 2021. Now, Bittrex is joining the list of crypto exchanges that are removing Ripple's XRP trading. And again, not all of these are delisting or removing XRP, but some of them are actually just halting. End result basically the same, but let's get into that. There's Coinbase, OKCoin, Bitstamp, Cross Tower, Bixi, OSL are all cited the SEC lawsuit against the Ripple Lab Inc. as the reason for the delisting. Bittrex doesn't clarify the reason for the XRP market removal, but it is also involved with the halting and removal of XRP, at least temporarily. I have zero doubt and absolute confidence that Ripple will get through this. There's many options for them as well. Now, the next article, how low can XRP go? Watch these price levels next. That's the headline of the article. There's a few things I want to get into, and that's not necessarily the point of this article for our discussion for me. Let's get into the pricing as it's listed. They said the next historical support levels are 22.4 cent, 17.43 cent, and 14.71 cent. I've seen TA charting as low as 8.5 cents, but it may not quite go that low because immediately after the price began going back up. We'll see. I think we're stabilizing around the 21 cent mark at the current time. But again, still in the long term hold of this asset, I still have zero doubt and zero concerns at this point. But again, I want to share everything with you in case it is a concern for you. Let me scroll down. There was something else I did want to share from this article with you as a discussion. And it is coming up shortly. If you're not watching the screen, I'm just scrolling down, so that's the reason it's getting a little bit quiet. Here's the thing that, for me, the SEC target of Ripple, here's my perspective. They've been in a lawsuit since 2018. This is not new. We're going on 3 years for this lawsuit. So for the SEC to label that, it's something they're already in a court case to determine. So to me, that's kind of like I don't want to call it like a double jeopardy, but you're kind of hitting on the same thing. You're already in a court for the same issue. You know, granted, this is the SEC versus some retail investors, but it's really the same thing. If they settle with the SEC, most likely it would close the court case. If they settle the court case or win the court case, it kind of closes the SEC. Kind of, again, to me, it falls maybe not legally a double jeopardy, but literally it kind of is the same thing. You're going to court for the same thing you've been in court for almost 3 years. Now here is what I found kind of supporting my thoughts and theory that I've been sharing with you guys a lot recently and even on Twitter. What happens next is the question in this article. Adam Cochran, a partner at Sanim Hain Ventures. Sorry if I butchered that. Please feel free to phonetically write that in the content below, in the description below. Was one of the first to break the story that Coinbase had conversations about suspending XRP trading. Now here's where it gets good. Cochran hinted that the SEC are probably looking into more projects and companies than people realize, he said. And here was his comment. If you thought my scoop on Coinbase delisting suspending XRP was insightful, you're going to love the next scoop I'm working on this week. It looks like the SEC is far more active than we thought and sniffing around a number of projects and companies. So again, here's why I've had zero doubt. Ripple is one of the few companies since the beginning that has been working directly with regulators. And where are some of these regulators when they leave their positions, going to jobs, going to their next career? Many of them are going directly to Ripple. And again, when I made a comment last year, one of the perfect fitting for this story comments was directly from Joe Katz or David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, for those of you who are new. Amazing guy, and he's great to listen to. When he speaks, he's very clear, and that's something I'm very appreciative of. And you can just listen to him, or I should say directly, I can listen to him forever. He's just a great person to listen as far as when he's speaking. He's very clear and very precise, and I appreciate that greatly. So going back into that, his comment said, we were in a discussion last year about the basically the court case, and the comment said, we have the best attorneys. Now add that to this, and it's really the same comment. Ripple will be fine. They're one of the largest fintech companies. I'm not sure globally. I think they're, top 3, top 5, something like that. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they're the number 1 in the USA. So that's pretty massive. And again, just for your knowledge, when you hear like a unicorn, that's $1 billion company. Now, Decacorn, that's $10 billion company. And that's where Ripple has been listed. But we've shown a few months ago where one of the new listings said that the new articles said that they are listed probably now closer to somewhere between 15 and 20 billion. But let's stick with what we know for certain from their IPO ratings. It said they were a decacorn at 10 billion. They have plenty of currency. They have plenty of money and finance to be able to deal with this issue and still be one of the top fintech companies. If worst case is at a security and they have to pay a fine, a penalty, is it a big deal? Temporarily, I believe so, but that's just a simple fine and even a relocation away from being dealt with and ended and over. And that's, again, I'm not mentioning that as an idea. I'm only mentioning that because for them, that's a discussion of something. If the U.S. regulations don't pick up and increase to be a little bit more fintech friendly, then that might be an option they have to pursue. So that's coming directly from Ripple, not just my perspective. My thoughts are either one of those will give them perfect clarity. But here's what I believe, going back into this article in the SEC. Cochran hinted that the SEC are probably looking into more projects and companies than people realize. To me, that has been the entire issue with this. And that's, again, why I believe why Jay Clayton resigned. I'm sure there's a lot more behind the scene. We're never going to know that. We're not insiders here. We're not riddlers here. We're not connected to these guys. We just do the research and share that. But again, we do tend to find content that supports all of our thoughts and our theories. And that's what we want to share with you to give you that comfort for the people who choose to hold and have been holding. That's for you is the reason we started this channel. Because there's a lot of FUD out there, especially now. And for me, the greater the FUD, the closer we are to the bull runs. And it happens each bull run, whether you choose to move out and your exit strategy, or whether you choose to hold knowing your asset is more valuable for the next following bull run. So again, I've said that because Ripple is already in a court case, this is no big deal. It's nothing new. It's not even a surprise. This is what they've already been fighting for, an SEC court case, again, for being a security with the retail investors. And I believe the judge combined two cases. It felt more like a delay, like a hesitation, something that was simple clarity for them. But I digress on that. We move forward. I have always believed that the SEC is really threw that at Ripple so that now they can focus on everyone else, and it was a fair treatment to all of them, as they say, a level playing field. Now here's another article, the 377.3 million XRP moved by Coinbase as the coin showed brief signs of recovery. So Coinbase, moved almost 380 million, and Ripple says, or I should say when Ripple says it's ready to cooperate with the SEC, XRP began surging right back up. The first pre-trial conference for Ripple and the SEC was announced. We just shared that article. And again, here's the well alert of the XRP moving. So people aren't affected, the people who understand the true value, the intent, and the use case of XRP. And that's something we continue to show you here. Every time the executives from Ripple speak, they try to tell you, if you go to our Twitter page and you click on media and scroll down and watch the videos, in case you've missed them or in case that you are new, you will see each time they speak, they say enterprise, wholesale, institutional, and they want to move into derivatives. When you're getting into that level of banking, there's typically 3-tier, but the common is the 2-tier level of banking. Retail is for you and I, the people. Wholesale, no, that's for the institutions, the banks. So when you have the retail and wholesale and you break that down, retail could be, a couple of cents, a couple of dollars. Wholesale, typically, for example, Swift, they're moving about $5 trillion daily. So over the year, you're seeing about 2.5 quadrillion. I mean, it could be greatly higher than that. This is just what's available knowledge for everyone to see and find easily. So think about you're moving $2.5 quadrillion annually in a currency. And that's something too that the focus of the Ripple executives for XRP, for their Ripple, for the RippleNet, for the ODL, by design, they would prefer to use their native currency, XRP. And I believe, once this has been settled and cleared, they will begin using XRP, and that's when the price will begin to rise extensively. So Ripple says the SEC lawsuit has harmed countless innocent XRP retail holders. And that's something too, we were actually going to share that article, but I wanted to go directly to Ripple from them. Let's read that. The public and press have only heard the story from the SEC's side, and we'll be filing our response in a few weeks to address these unproven allegations against Ripple. The SEC's decision to file this action is not just about Ripple. It is an attack on the entire crypto industry here in the United States. We've always said that there is a dangerous lack of regulatory clarity for crypto in the U.S. Their lawsuit has already affected countless innocent XRP retail holders. Retail holders are you and I, regular common people, with no connection to Ripple. It has also needlessly muddied the waters for exchanges, market makers, and traders. The SEC has introduced more uncertainty into the market, actively harming the community they're supposed to protect. It's no surprise that some market participants are reacting conservatively as a result. In the meantime, Ripple will continue to operate and support all products and customers in the U.S. and globally. The majority of our customers aren't in the U.S., and overall XRP volume is largely traded outside of the U.S. There are clear rules of the road for using XRP in the UK, Japan, Switzerland, and Singapore, for example. For 8 years, we've built products that help hundreds of customers solve pain points around global payments, and we will defend our company and look forward to settling this matter in court to finally get clarity for the U.S. crypto industry. But on a parallel note, we also look forward to working with all of the commissioners and the SEC's new leadership once appointed. In all, the SEC chair, 6 of his directors from each SEC division, the SEC's chief economist, and the SEC's general counsel have now departed. Many left just last week. So our steadfast commitment to constructive regulatory engagement has not changed. Right now, moving, because I get a lot of this because this channel, we're very clear and we're very transparent, and we explain we like Ripple and Stellar basically evenly because they're almost identical twins. And you know how that is. They look very similar, but there's just a slight difference. And we're going to get into that discussion right now with the first article. Stellar Lumens cryptocurrency is approved for trading in New York for the first time. And as we get into that, for the new investor, Jed McCaleb, who was one of the founders of Ripple, helped design XRP, left and created Stellar Development Foundation, which is their current native currency would be like Stellar Lumens XLM. One thing I want to point out as a major difference between Ripple and Stellar, before we go any further, is that SDF, Stellar Development Foundation, is not for profit. Now we'll move along. Both of these currencies, Ripple's XRP and Stellar XLM, are available on Coinbase as a U.S. exchange. And as the discussion goes, XRP will be halted on Coinbase as per their article that we shared on Twitter as of January 19th, 2021. But it did say that for now, you will still be able to hold your XRP on the Coinbase wallet. Having moved past that, back into Stellar. And this article is for 2018. Just to be clear, that's when the lawsuits began for Ripple. So that is the reason I chose an article back to that date. So it shows at the same date that Ripple was charged for security in their first court case. It's showing that Stellar Lumens is clear at the same time. So into this article a little bit, we have the New York financial regulators have approved Stellar Lumens, a cryptocurrency created by the founder of rival blockchain company Ripple to trade on the ItBit exchange. And for the first time, the state's authorities have given Lumens the green light. Now, feel free to come back and read the article, as we do include the links in the description below. And for your further research and reading, they will always be available there. Now, the reason, too, we wanted to get into that is because of the SEC understanding how they're basically going to go after all of the currencies now, and going back to Ripple being charged in 2018, going into their first court case, which has still lasted, over 2 years, going into the third year in just shortly a few days, showing that Stellar Lumens was clear for that. Now, the ItBit as we get into that, itBit now offers Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Stellar Lumens. We're excited to announce that we are offering an expanded regulated trading and custody services for Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Stellar Lumens XLM. We will start immediately offering custody, escrow, and OTC trading services for these new assets, with platform exchange trading to follow. So this also means we are now the first qualified custodian and licensed exchange to receive approval from the New York State Department of Financial Services to offer trading of Stellar Lumens. This is from Paxos. And who's Paxos? But directly from Andrew Chang, an article. Paxos secures SOC 1 Type 2 certification for Pax stablecoin and crypto asset custody. So just to show a little bit of credibility who they are, directly from their page, sharing that article. So that gives it even more credibility and understanding. All right, guys, I want to leave you with a final thought. The final thought for today is, I can or I can't. The only difference is one letter. How will you flip the dice? Which one will you choose today? And I think if you put your mind to it, there's nothing that you can't do. All right, guys, remember, this is not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. Hold strong. I have zero concerns and zero doubt, but I just want to share a little bit of this information with you guys because I think it's great and it's reassuring for your confidence when you see directly from the articles to reassure your choice, your decision, and your thoughts with your investment. All right, guys, wishing you the best of days, and we'll catch you in the next one.